Good evening, everyone. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
All right, well, we're going to get the meeting started.
Can you adjust his volume? No.
Well, we're getting a lot of stuff. All right, we should be all good to go now.
We're okay to go?
Yep, you can take it away.
Okay. James Mullen here, Upper Darby Township.
Actually, call the meeting to order.
I am, but
Okay.
let's see how I was first. I want to call the meeting to order for the Upper Darby Township Planning Commission, August 12th, 2024. Do we have a motion to start the meeting? Do I have to have a motion to start? No. Okay. Roll call?
Cassandra Hayes, present. Lee Jordan, present.
Okay. Thank you both for being here. Has anybody reviewed the minutes from the last meeting, May 10th, and do we have a motion to approve them?
I move to approve the meetings as stated. Second.
Thank you.
Piece of work.
Okay, moving on, there's nothing under communication, so we don't have to deal with that tonight. And we do have one person that would like to do a consolidation of their property, and the last name is Orchink. And I guess if Mrs. Orchink's here, you could come up and explain to us what you're hoping to do and why.
Yep, and then you're just going to hit the little button on there, and it should be green. You're good to go. And then I'll pull up your plan on the board while you just talk a little bit about your property. And
Okay, sure. Well, the main reason that I would like to consolidate the properties is that it's not technically a vacant lot. There is a shed on it. A number of years ago, the Parecas added a shed so that they could have a riding mower, and they took good care of the property. But since that time, when they eventually gave it to their son and his wife, they decided they were tired of all the lawn care, so they decided to sell. And we quickly made an offer because we wanted to see the green space to continue. I mean, we had lived there 38 years and, you know, it was an empty lot all that time. So the main reason turned out because of the shed, I've been unable to get any liability insurance on the property because it's technically not a vacant lot. So the option was remove the shed or do without, basically. And I really don't want to remove the shed because it's a large shed, and my property, the way it exists, there's no appropriate place to put a shed.
Makes sense. Yeah, I live around the corner, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
totally
don't want
get
it
it.
in my front yard or out on the side on Ormond would look a little strange. So I guess as, you know, I didn't do it right away. I think as the weather has gotten worse, more storms, I've noticed a lot of people starting to cut down trees. This lot has 3 beautiful trees. So, I mean, I have reasons for just even wanting to preserve it as green space.
Nice.
Bravo.
Yeah, and I think also that additionally it would add to the value of my house and property.
Immensely.
To
And the
have-
neighborhood, and to keep
Yes.
houses like that.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it's a walking neighborhood. People are always stopping and, you know, walking their dog and grazing into the yard, probably wondering, what's this, you know? Who owns this? Yeah,
Okay.
so those
Okay.
are the reasons.
It's a great reason.
to hear.
Okay, so I motion to,
No, so we'll go over the reviews now.
okay.
Staff comments.
Yeah.
So I'll just give a little bit of background. This was submitted to us on 6/25/2024. This has already been reviewed by the Delaware County Planning Commission at their, let's see, what was it? their July meeting, I think July 18th or 19th. And they recommended approval. On top of that, there's nothing that's crazy that we found in the review. There's no environmental hazards or anything else that really needs anything else of note. There's just a couple of small things. Right, the proposed reverse subdivision. Let's see. Right, identifies a parcel that is future single-family residential. Technically, right, there's supposed to be a label on the plan that just says what the proposed future land use is, and that's right, residential family single. So we just asked that gets added to. And then we're also asking for copies of the proposed legal description for the new lot. So I don't think we got that. I think we just got the plans, but we'll need the written new deed description for the combined lot.
Oh, okay. I thought after approval here, then they did a,
That's fine.
give
That's
me
fine.
papers or something that I would need to then go get a deed made?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so we'll need at least the language. You could give us the language now, but it doesn't really matter
Oh,
one way
okay.
or the other. But that's just something we're gonna need before we record the plan. That's all.
Okay.
But again, nothing crazy. They're asking for one waiver from section 303 and 304 to allow for combined preliminary final submission, preliminary final submission and review. The zoning plan is compliant, right? Obviously, they can go larger. The minimum required lot size is 6,500 square feet. They're proposing a lot size of 14,942. I did see one error in the plan.
I thought both properties were 75 by 100.
Yes. Yes, the minimum is 65, so you're good. You're above the
Oh, I
minimum. That's
see.
all I'm saying.
Oh.
Which again, it's a reverse subdivision, so it doesn't matter as much, but just doing our due diligence. Right, you're proposing a minimum lot size of 1494. On this chart though, it says the proposed is 7,000 square feet. So I'm not sure where that came from. But we'll probably ask for that to be corrected. It should be the combined total if it's a new lot. Looks like that was just for one of the existing lots.
And who makes that correction?
The engineer can make it, or in your case, we could probably cross it out, rewrite it. Actually, no, we'll send these. We'll give you this letter, and you can send that to the engineer to make a couple corrections and edits, and then
Okay.
get us everything that we need.
And then just bring it back here?
Bring it back here, and then it'll be time for recording.
Okay.
And then right at this time, there's no zoning relief requested. So, right, we're making a recommendation for approval for the reverse subdivision and an approval for the waiver. And that will be yours to adopt, right? And any other questions and comments you have, we can add as well. At this time, I'll turn it over to Mike Galante, who we have over Zoom, to give us any other information or from his review. Mike?
Hi, good evening. Am I coming in real loud?
A little bit.
We did take a look at the plans, note Josh's comment, and all we had were a few minor comments, legal descriptions. But other than that, we feel like this project makes a lot of sense and we don't really have any major comments. I'm very familiar with your engineer, Damon, and I'm sure he won't have an issue making any of the corrections to the plans prior to recording.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and then at this time, you guys have any questions?
What are the corrections, just so everybody's clear on them? Is it the first line, column 3?
Yeah, so exactly. First line, column 3, proposed minimum lot area, right, is going to be 14,000 because it's going to be a combination of the two lots.
Okay,
And then the second thing is adding just what the proposed future land use should be. And then in this case, single family residential is the recommended. Doesn't matter much for this plan, but it's a standard comment. And then the last comment is just to get the township the lot descriptions, the new combined description.
Yeah,
Okay,
and I think the only comment I had was about the sidewalk. If there's any, as part of this project, if there's any sidewalk that's out of compliance, a tripping hazard, it should be repaired. As part of this, as you know, in the event that there is an issue out there, you don't want to have a future liability. And and obviously with the township, with knowledge of the subdivision, should look at that and make sure that, you know, their engineer should look at it, make sure that there's, you know, no potential trip hazards out there that could be a future liability. So that was one of the comments that we had. And we also recommended that L&I take a look at that. And that's something that the L&I office can do.
Okay.
Okay,
I was there.
I was there today. This, isn't it? Sidewalk is finished.
Mike, can you mute your computer now?
Yes.
The sidewalk seemed fine to me. I looked at that today, isn't it? Yeah, right, okay. And your engineer, her engineer will know what wording to put in for the single-family use. He'll know, that's a simple,
It's all in the
brief
letter.
statement, yep.
Okay, so you're going to send him a letter?
I'll CC, yeah, I'll send it to you and I'll send it to him.
Okay, so I don't need to call him or anything? No. Okay, and then I just wait?
Yep, so the next stage, once he fixes those few things, is just gonna be recording. So you'll get the plans to us, he'll sign it, you'll sign it, give it to us, and then that's when we'll have the mayor, I'm sorry, I skipped ahead. So it's gotta go in front of council, so we have to get council to approve it by resolution, then we record.
Okay,
So, sorry, there's a couple more steps, but again, this is a very small plan, so it should be easy.
so I'll expect something in the mail, I'll sign it and bring it here.
And then we'll coordinate. You'll bring us a new plan and then we'll coordinate on getting
Will
the
there be
resolution.
additional charges, expenses?
Not
No?
not from us. There will probably be an expense at the county to record though,
Okay,
but I don't set the county fees. But as far as
because I already paid the
our fees,
county.
we're done. Yeah.
I already paid the county.
For
Oh.
for their review though. Yeah, that's different from recording. That's so that they could do their review here.
Okay.
To record it, that's what the recorder deeds.
Okay,
How much does that run usually?
I remember off the top of my head. $90, give or take. I'm not sure.
it is what it will be.
But
All
there's
right.
no other fees from the township.
All right,
All right. Toss it back to you, James.
Okay, so do we now take a vote?
So public comment. If there's anybody else, you should ask for that.
Any public comment? Okay,
Hearing none.
let's take a vote.
Is there a
Well,
motion?
do we need to
Or you can
vote
comment
on,
first.
one, the plan approval and then approve also the waivers? Can we do both at the same movement or?
I think for simplicity's sake, and this plan, it would be okay to make a motion that includes the approval of the plan and the
And the
waivers.
waivers.
Yeah.
Okay, then I move that we approve the plan with corrections and the waiver.
Okay, unanimous.
And now you
Okay.
gotta vote.
Oh, and I vote.
No, everyone votes.
They just did vote.
Well, they motioned and seconded, so they brought it to the floor. Now you have to, all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
all right,
All
thank
right,
you very much.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Yes, have a good evening.
I'll see you at the garden party. Okay. Bye.
Bye now.
Okay, thank you. Didn't know I was doing that. So, anything?
Mhm.
Was she know how to get out? Because it's a little confusing the first couple times. Thank you, Courtney.
And then before we wrap up, I just want to take a second and thank Mike. This is going to be his last planning commission meeting with us
Oh,
before he moves
no.
on. So Mike, thank you for everything you've done and all the reviews and the thoroughness and all the hard work you've done for Upper Darby Township. We're deeply thankful.
Yeah, and thank you, everybody. It was great working with everybody over, you know, at the start of the planning commission. And you know, I'm sure I'll be seeing you around at some point. And you know, I really enjoyed working with everybody on the commission, obviously. So
Well, you know, I'll still call you for help even though you're not getting paid.
that's fine. You can call me anytime.
So Mike, where are you moving to and do you have a replacement?
He's not moving anywhere.
I'm not moving anywhere. There's a new engineer that's gonna be, being in, the township is going a different direction. There's a new engineer that will be taking over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Mike. I'll still bug you on email.
I'll make sure I forward that off to the new engineer.
All right. So now we move on to old business.
Right.
So I just want to keep in the file updates on Starbucks, what's happening with that. That's something I'm concerned about.
Yeah, so which one?
The one at State and Lansdowne, I mean, that intersection is getting sorrier by the day.
Yeah, so you'll actually see that presentation next month. So I will not be here, but Courtney will be here and she'll be giving our thoughts and comments on it.
Okay. Any preliminary thoughts and comments from you?
I don't want to give publicly yet.
Okay.
I have just a question about old business. The smoke shops, it's my understanding, there's, what is it, a 2,000 foot, difference between the two? 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet now. Yeah.
Okay, and is that more than a block?
Yeah, 1,000 feet's
Oh, yeah.
usually more than a block.
Okay,
Block's like what,
because-
300 feet or even less?
Well, between 3 and high 2s to low 4s, yeah.
Yeah.
okay. What about the smoke shops that are already in existence and they are within like a block of each other?
Yeah, I mean, they get to continue until, right now we're database and cataloging them. So, just making sure that each one has whatever certifications they need. But they get to continue, Pennsylvania protects existing nonconformities. So anyone operating before, right, this new rule would be able to be grandfathered in. If they vacate for more than a year, they'll lose that nonconforming status. So that's just something we have to keep an eye out for.
Okay. They vacate for more than a year,
Mhm.
but they have to vacate for a whole year. They can't just close down.
It has to be a year. I mean, if they close down, they could still sell it to somebody else. But
Right.
if it's closed down for a year, then they could possibly vacate the existing nonconforming use.
Right. Why the year? Why the year? I didn't realize that was written in there.
It comes from the municipality's planning code
Okay.
for the state, essentially.
Okay, well, thank you for that clarification.
Yeah.
Um,
Happy to.
you said another Starbucks. What other Starbucks are you talking about?
The one on Township Line.
Oh, is that still being discussed?
Yeah, I think it's moving. It might be out of the courts now. I think they sided with the zoning hearing board.
Happy days. When am I gonna hear about that? In September?
What?
In September, we'll get an update on that?
No, they haven't given us any plans yet. That was just from the zoning.
Where is it?
Next to the CVS, on Route 1,
Township Line.
Township Line.
Yeah.
Poland Garden Shopping Center, then there's a
Are you
parcel.
talking about where the Aldi is?
No.
No.
C-
No,
CVS? Do you know like
Not that
this?
far
CVS.
out.
The CVS near Proben Gardens.
Yeah, it's like.
Oh, Pilgrim Gardens. Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
eventually we'll get that.
That's
We
very
will.
exciting.
That will come here eventually. But no, we only have plans right now for the one on State and Lansdowne.
Okay. Well, that one, is that going to have inside? Or is that just going to be drive-through?
I have no idea.
Oh,
There's no plans yet.
Okay.
Well, initially, when it was proposed, it was only drive-through.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Probably. I can't. Yeah.
But the one here in Lansdowne, that changed, right?
Yes.
To only drive.
That's
But
only
started
drive-through.
as a sit-in. I was in those meetings.
I have one other question that has nothing to do with old business. But the auto repair shop that burned down
Mhm.
on Westchester Pike.
Yeah.
How long do they have before something needs to be done with that structure?
I mean,
Not only is it an eyesore, it looks to me like it is a little dangerous.
yeah, I mean, if it's abandoned, that could be, I mean, we would refer that to license and inspections. I think they have 6 months to repair it or something like that.
6 months to make it safe. If they're conforming, they can take 5 years.
Sure.
I'm not sure that it's.
Again, it wouldn't really be a question for this board. It would be a question for L and I, but
Oh,
you know,
okay.
maybe we'll see something with the rebuild.
No, okay,
You never know.
all right. Just a question, just curious. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, so there is no other new business, so I say we adjourn.
Is there a motion?
Second,
No. Is there a motion?
motion.
I second.
Meeting's adjourned.
The wrap.
I'll never get- I
All right,
never
see
get-
you, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye, Mike.